Hi, this is your big sis, Rowena Starling, checking in with you today. A dear fan of mine recently commented that the space that I'm in here, the space that I am sitting in, is so beautiful. She saw me do a broadcast from my family room. This is the family room where I live. And she said that world behind me is so beautiful and would love to see me do a video talking about my space and the importance of creating a great one. Well, first of all, thank you for that. This is the family room, and I generally regard it as unkept. Well, so I'm just creating this video to address the idea of creating a great space. The space I'm sitting in has morphed over the last 30 years or so. I call it feel-good decorating. If something feels good when it hits the room, then it stays. If it doesn't, it's out. As an artist, I have a background in art, a degree in art from the University of California, Berkeley, along with the practice, the practice of art in business. In any event, as an artist, I like to see a balance of my favorite colors and textures, a lot of natural light in the room, and plant life of some kind, preferably alive. Flowers bring spring to mind, of course, but the presence of green plants is the constant reminder of love, as green is the color of love. It's no accident that trees and grass and nourishing plant life is green. Chlorophyll, breathing it and eating it keeps us alive and is the ultimate baseline nutrient of our lives, as God intended. But before you get into all of that, consider for a moment a blank, stark, white room and the meaning of a blank, stark, white room. Close your eyes and see the white, blank room. Now, associate this white, blank room to your pure consciousness. If you were to close your eyes and do that for a moment and see this blank white room as your pure consciousness, what would you put in it? The room is an extension of you. What do you want the room to say to you when you go into it? How do you want to feel? What feeling do you want the room to reflect back to you? When you think of creating your own space, what colors nourish you? What textures make you feel comfortable? Comfort and feeling good are important as they are the sweet spot in our creativity and miracle making. What furniture allows your body to fully relax? What objects inspire your imagination? For example, the globe in this room. You see the globe there? The globe inspires me because it helps me to think about places that I'd like to visit. It helps me to romanticize about adventure and exploring. I can go to the globe and imagine what it'd feel like to be at any spot that I spin it and put my finger on. There's a yoga mat here. I don't know if you can see it. My weights are over here in the corner. I do all that stuff in here because it's easier to keep this room warm and everything's sort of concentrated in this room. The blackboard in the background has the names and phone numbers and birth dates of people that I will be in contact with often and that I love. There are pressed fish paintings. Well, they're actually, what do you call them? Tracings of fish that were caught. My dear friend, Stuart, did most of these from the fish that he caught. From one room to the next, consider the purpose of the room and the kind of energy you want the room to inspire in you. If you walked into another room, would you find an altar there? If you designate an altar in your space, is the altar placed in the room that you would want to have it be in? Would you want an altar in your room at all? I have a kind of, my altar is wherever I am. Generally, that's the kind of person I am. But I find that when I do my meditation and my prayer, I'm in my bedroom. It's easier to get everything done. That quiet activity is done in that room, usually sitting or lying on my bed. And there was a space that I was inspired to create as an altar from my experience with a loving group of divine women. And it's sort of still there. But because of my extended practice over the years, I still generally consider myself to be the walking altar. In any event, that's what I have to say about that. I mean, you can go online and look up the meaning of various colors that help you to, sort of define how you feel about those descriptions and those definitions of the colors. You know what you like. Do you want to be comfortable when you walk into a room, or do you want to be, if it's an exercise room, do you want it to charge you up in some way? So you would always consider how you want the room to reflect back to you, what you want to feel when you walk into it. Anyway, this is just a hodgepodge of living activity over many years. I thank you for the compliment. And that's all I have to say about that. I love you. See you soon.